We want to lead normal lives, lives where our religion and our traditions translate into tolerance, so that we coexist with the world and become part of the development of the world. Iran believes that before Imam Mahdi reappears, it must prepare a fertile ground for him and that it must control the Muslim world. The people who deserve and need subsidies are those who are on average incomes and less. By 2020, we'll be able to live without oil. The government should not be in control of the private sector. You create opportunity, you create business, you create development, you hand it to the investor and start creating something new. No one involved in corruption will be spared, no matter who they are, I assure you. Whether a minister, a prince, or anyone. Anyone who is guilty of corruption will be held accountable. Vision 2030 is about a lot of big opportunities, so Aramco is one of them, Neom another opportunity. I have all points of strength, and I have the opportunities to increase our non-oil revenues in many sectors, and I have a global economic network. I had elements that were much more than what Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates had. If I work according to their methods, what will I create? All of this was in my head when I was young. We want, as the Saudi people, to enjoy the coming days and concentrate on developing our society and developing ourselves as individuals and families while retaining our religion and customs. All we are doing is going back to what we were, a moderate Islam that is open to all religions and to the world and to all traditions and people. It's only by coincidence I started working with my father, all because of King Abdullah's decision not to grant my promotion. God bless his soul, he did me a favor. We have been influenced by you in the US a lot. Not because anybody exerted pressure on us, if anyone puts pressure on us, we go the other way. But if you put a movie in the cinema and I watch it, I will be influenced. There are going to be no income taxes and no wealth taxes. We represent the moderate teachings and principles of Islam. We will not waste 30 years of our lives dealing with extremist ideas, we will destroy them today. Neom will have a lot of ports, some of them in Saudi Arabia and some of them in Egypt. We want to exert pressure on wealthy people. We believe women have rights in Islam that they've yet to obtain. We are a primary target for the Iranian regime. We won't wait for the battle to be in Saudi Arabia. Instead, we'll work so that the battle is for them in Iran. A war between Saudi Arabia and Iran is the beginning of a major catastrophe in the region, and it will reflect very strongly on the rest of the world. For sure, we will not allow any such thing. We want to reach free energy markets, but with subsidy programs for those with low income, and not to have the subsidy in the form of lowering the energy prices, but through other programs. We have many opportunities. In mining, we have more than 6% of world reserves of uranium. We have many unutilized assets. We have 4 million square meters. In Mecca alone of unutilized state-owned lands. Over the year, the government launched more than one war on corruption, and they all failed. Why? Because they all started from the bottom up. The first commercial judge in Medina was a woman. The idea is not to restructure the economy as much as to seize the opportunities available that we didn't address before. We will support anything to stabilize the oil demand and supply. What happened in the region in the last 30 years is not the Middle East. After the Iranian Revolution in 1979, people wanted to copy this model in different countries. One of them is Saudi Arabia. We didn't know how to deal with it. And the problem spread all over the world. We will not continue to be in the post-79 era. That age is over. We can uproot the Al-Houthis and Saleh in a matter of days. The suspension of allowances was temporary and was to be reviewed periodically. It was reviewed in the appropriate time after our oil revenue improved. There is no common ground between us and Iran. Iran's goal is to gain control of the two holy mosques. The Muslim Brotherhood affiliated media outlets in Egypt tried to sour the ties between our two countries, but our ties are very strong. No negative stance has been taken by either side against the other. Rumors are being spread by the enemies of our two countries. We pay no attention to them. Without a doubt, at the end of the day, Neom will be floated in the markets. The first zone floated in the public markets. It's as if you float the city of New York. The biggest danger of this terrorism and extremism is the tarnishing of the reputation of our beloved religion. We will not allow this to happen. We will not allow our country ever to be at the mercy of commodity price volatility or external markets. We have developed a case of oil addiction in Saudi Arabia. People used to be unhappy that files and data of Aramco are undeclared, unclear, and not transparent. The first robot in Neom will be Neom itself. If Saudi Aramco is listed, then it must announce its statements, and it will do that every quarter. It will be under the supervision of all Saudi banks, all analysts, all Saudi thinkers. Even more, all international banks and research and planning centers in the world will monitor it intensively. There will not be any investment or movement or growth in any region of the world without the voice of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund. The journey towards restoring balance to markets led by the kingdom is proving successful despite the challenges. It's not Neom's duty to create jobs for Saudis. Neom's duty is to be a world hub for everyone in the whole world.